Eating Soup Alone is a podcast hosted by me, Christopher Crumley, and co-hosted by Nicholas Johnson. We try our best to ramble incoherently about a handful of movies at least once a week. Okay, so Halloween, Hellraiser and Halloween, Hellbound Halloween, we're on a highway to hell, etc. This time we're doing 3 movies. For the next 2 episodes, we have 3 to do each time as well.
Oof.
I just want to get in front of this one and just say that to me, I feel like we were on a slippery slope at first, but we have crashed into these kind of being Saw movies?
Yeah.
Like the 5th one really felt like a Saw movie.
You're right. It really did. I didn't put that together until right now, but you're absolutely right.
I started to notice it with the 3rd one a little bit because I was like, okay, we're getting all this talk about puzzles and games. Like, and he actually says multiple times, like, there are people like in the 5th one, people are like, we're playing a game, or like, would you like to play a game, and all that kind of stuff, right? And there's all the torture in all of them, and it's really downplaying the sex part, and it's just becoming about torture.
Yeah.
And everything's kind of like traps and chains and kind of gross. And, you have someone like Hellraiser who's kind of like the Jigsaw, but then there's always like another bad guy like those films.
Yeah.
And by the time you get to the 5th one, we've got this like police drama going on in the middle of it.
Yeah, he's like Hoffman.
Yeah.
From Saw.
It's like Hoffman from Saw. So I just wanted to get in front of that and just say, I cannot believe how quickly this franchise became Saw. And I wonder if that's because...
Duped.
What's that?
We got duped.
I don't know if that's because like both series ended up at some point like just taking a fucking detective story script that was laying around unused and just slammed their horror villain into it. Maybe that's why.
Maybe it's because they're both horror movies that work as a horror movie and they got turned into multi-movie franchises, and eventually you just got to go cops. I guess we'll do a cops one and then we'll do a space one.
The cops one is like the concept. We'll talk about the film when we get there. Not mad at it. Predator 2 does a Concrete Jungle. It's interesting because it's like that thing where it's like, colliding like total rational logic detective has to investigate the crazy, but they don't realize how crazy it is. And over the course of the film they do. I would love for a writer in or a fan of the show to write in and give a good example of a time when movies tried that.
Yeah.
So I feel like movies try it, but it never works out. I can't think of one offhand where I'm like, oh yeah, that time that a detective tried to like crack the Freddy Krueger Dream Demon case. Like that's never the classic of the series, but it seems like it has so much potential. I see why they keep trying. Anyways, the 3rd one, Hellraiser 3: Hell on Earth.
Oh boy.
So with this one, my question to you is: Pinhead he's trying the Hell on Earth thing? Is he trying to bring hell to Earth? Because every now and again in these films, he'll say something to the effect of that. Like in the 4th one, I think like the building itself is supposed to be like a giant lament configuration that can... But like they never go full hog and just say like that's what Pinhead's trying to do. He's trying to turn.
Yeah.
Unless I'm missing it. But that would be interesting to me.
Yeah. To me, his plan was to just get to Earth and fuck shit up.
Another thing I want to say real quick. These are just general thoughts.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So he's in all these movies. We saw him die in the 2nd one. We saw all the Cenobites die to the doctor, right? He was like, I've got a prescription for you guys, and it's my knives. He's back, but why can't the other ones be back, please? Because I feel like Pinhead is cool, but like I like him as like this like in the 1st one and the 2nd one, I like that he's like he doesn't feel like the leader, but he speaks for the group.
Yes, exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now he's just the guy.
And you know what's weird? You know why I think he's probably the guy?
Huh.
Out of all those early Cenobites, he's the only one you could probably put on a poster.
Yeah.
Because the other ones are too gross to see like in a mall or something like that.
But Doug Bradley, I do like him a lot. He reminds me of, again, another like parallel to the Saw franchise, where like, that actor, what's that actor's name?
Tobin Bell,
right? Like, it's like, okay, I see the appeal of this actor and the character, but he's just in so many dog shit movies.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Pinhead, where it's like, yeah,
I feel bad for both of these guys. They seem like decent actors that just are like, well, you saw Pinhead for the rest of your life.
Especially in the first two, like just him with the, the box. You opened it, we came. I will tear you apart. Like, again, just the cadence, everything is just perfect. Great job. So, third one. This one is, he's now imprisoned in this statue we've never seen before.
Yeah.
We open on a guy named JP, which I've only ever heard 2 different times in my life, someone being named JP.
I know JP.
3 different times.
Okay.
JP Morgan.
True.
JP from Grandma's Boy.
True.
And then I work with a lady who's got a little thing for a guy named JP, who I think is also an archer. But continue.
I work with a guy named JP, very nice guy.
Hey, 4 JPs.
And
Jordan Peterson.
Everyone at work calls him JP, but outside of work, everyone calls his brother, who has the same initials, JP. So that's 5.
Yeah.
6 if we want to count Jordan.
Yeah. So JP owns a nightclub.
JP is, I would like to say, in the running for top 3 favorite characters out of any of these Halloween Halloween movies we've seen.
I heard.
As soon as he walks in, I was like, I hope this whole movie is about this weird man.
Yeah. Because it opens on him hanging out. He's got his little boots on and he's smoking a cig.
He just strolls into a museum in the middle of the night?
Yeah. I wrote down cool opening shot. Do you remember the opening shot?
I can look at it right now.
Yeah, take a look at it. And then I said cool boots and a cig. Then I wrote down the story of your life. I don't know what that means. But anyways, let's take a quick look at the plot here.
Oh, all these movies start with a full credit sequence. Just white on black. Opening shots of the city.
Yeah, I just think it looks cool.
Yeah.
I just like 80s, 90s shots of what New York is. It's just cool. So yeah. Captain Elliot Spencer, in a manifestation of Spencer's id. Yeah, in this film they do that thing where they split. Like Pinhead, like the good guy he used to be and now the bad guy that he is.
I liked at the beginning when I was like, oh cool, he's just back.
Yeah.
And then as it went on and it's just like, oh, we're gonna be with the guy for a while, and he's like, I was so evil that now I'm 2 guys. It's like, when sorry, I'm jumping around. When it cuts to her first dream of her dad, and then she starts talking to the ghost, she goes, I have dreams about my dad who died before I was born, and yada yada. I was like, I feel like this is going to go nowhere. And then when it started going places, I was like, ooh, I really wish this went nowhere, you know? But...
Oh, the story of your life is once we get to the reporter, and he's like, hey, right around the corner could be the story of your life. 1 second.
And she goes, that's the story of my life.
We got someone coming through the door. So, here's a little side tangent real quick. Pinhead is frequently, I don't know if trap's the word, but he lives in the lament configuration, kind of. Like hell is in the box, or the box is a portal to hell where he lives. So in a sense, he's kind of trapped in it. But in this movie, he's trapped in a sexy statue.
Yes.
Also.
I
like the statue, I will say.
I like the statue a lot, and I giggled out loud, like a he every time I saw just his human head painted green sticking out of it. I like it. I like it so much.
I am a little curious how he got stuck in, but also at the same time, I love that we don't know how he got stuck in then.
He was just up to his shenanigans and got stuck in a statue.
So yeah, J.P. Monroe, he owns the Boiler Room, right? He buys this... kind of Christine style. He buys this haunted statue for whatever he's got in his pocket from a homeless man who clearly I don't think owns the place. It seems like.
How much you want for it? How much is it? How much do you think it's worth?
Yeah.
And he hands him a amount of money. He doesn't look at it. He takes it. And he goes, exactly the price I had in mind. I like that.
And then Joey is the television reporter, and she's like at the hospital, like whatever, following something. Oh yeah, she's like, oh, nothing going on here, ba 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 ba, right? Mm-hmm. So then there's a moment where she's walking down a spooky hospital corridor, and I was like, spooky, but why? Because there's no established threat yet.
Also, right before that, I'm looking at it right now. A nurse is like very carefully taking out a bunch of like increasingly dangerous-looking items, and ends in a stainless steel surgical saw.
Yeah.
And then,
at one point, she pulls out something that looks like a damn ray gun.
Yeah.
Anyways, and I get it. There's nothing wrong with it, but it was so intense of a tonal shift. I was like, what the fuck is happening right now?
If I had to guess,
setting up that guy coming in through the doorway.
I would guess, yeah, he's got a spooky aura around him because he's got a Hellraiser in him or something.
But am I wrong to say that it was like really like, what the fuck is happening right now?
It really is.
Also, so he comes in and he gets exploded in front of everybody.
Oh yeah, he gets Hellraiser so hard that his head explodes. Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he gets exploded. He's a teenage club goer. It says, according to the fucking Wikipedia, there's a young homeless woman named Terry who comes in with her, and she's like, I don't know nothing. I mean, there was a box and like some chains came out of it, but like I don't know nothing.
While I was watching this, Terry, and then the reporter's name is Joey, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
There's a scene where like Terry's about to leave and Joey's on the phone, and she goes, Terry, while I'm looking at the IMDb list, because I'm looking at people, and the woman whose name is Joey, the actor's name is Terry.
Okay.
And I went, oh my God, I thought I found something fun, and I wrote it down. I was like, she called her name. That's so funny. And I was just like, oh no, that's her real name. And I was like, okay. That's funny. All right, I'll give it to you, movie. You're smarter than I thought you were.
Yeah. So she gives the puzzle box to Joey. Terry does, I believe.
Okay, I buy that, yeah.
And then Joey goes to the nightclub looking for, I think, like JP, whatever. Yeah, she's doing like, reporter shit.
Yeah.
She leaves her number all over the place. And then
I also love that when she's looking for Terry, everybody she talks to, she goes, I'm looking for a woman very pretty, and they're like, you're looking for Terry.
He's so strange.
Every single time. And I'm like, I think Terry's a good-looking lady, but
Is the restaurant that they're in, the American Psycho restaurant, is that part of the boiler room, or is that a separate location she has gone to?
That has to be a separate location, but I thought the same thing. I was like, is just the back of this place like a...
Yeah.
Because everybody here looks better than, or more put together than the people at the boiler room.
Yeah. I wrote down Pinhead hooks in the hospital is cool. I do think that's cool.
Yes, I like them being connected to nothing and stuff like that. Yeah,
I like Pinhead. Like, he is an interdimensional sex demon, so he should have no interest in being covert about what he's up to at all.
Absolutely.
There's no stakes for him to
it's
like
very
hide.
hard for anyone to get to him.
Yeah, he should be in front of everything, always out. Bigger budget, but the worst acting yet, I think.
Oh, without a doubt.
Some really bad acting here. When we get to the boiler room, I wrote down, what is this place, metal bar? Like, because it's one of those things where, like, we live in, the time we live in. And, like, I guess, like, in the 80s and 90s, you could just have 200 people in a location just to listen to ambiguous heavy metal band play.
Yeah, just ambiguous butt rock. I was like, I can't imagine living in 1992 and this is the entertainment you have to go to.
Yeah, and living in, like, a big enough city like, maybe Chicago or... New York or something like that, where you could that could be what you do that night.
Yeah.
Like what?
Very strange.
Very interesting.
Also, this movie, I have no idea. While I was watching it, I was trying to, like, before looking it up, being like, what year is this movie?
Yeah.
Because it just
92.
feels, that makes total sense. Because sometimes I was like, this movie was made in 1981. And then later I was like, 1998 maybe?
Yeah, no, I texted you and I said, there's two things. One, it reminds me, it just feels like one of the ambiguous, like, Crow sequels, like City of Angels and stuff that like came out in the 90s. It also feels like an adult Goosebumps.
Absolutely, yeah, you're absolutely right about the Goosebumps.
So I think not in the fourth one, but in the third. Oh wait, no, the third and the fourth, they do the Brian De Palma like shot thing.
Split diopter shots, but they are wrong. Like, they don't do them correctly.
They do it in this movie when he's fucking and Pinhead's statue's behind him. And then in the fourth one, they do it when that lady puts a cigarette out in a whiskey.
Yeah. They do it a second time in 3 where it's like Terry's in the background sitting on a bed, but closer to the camera is the box.
Yeah.
But half of the front of the box is out of focus. Like, they did it wrong.
Huh.
But...
Oh, we hard cut from the American Psycho restaurant to war for the first time. That's the first time I get the war, but continue with what you're about to say.
This is what I was going to get to. She has that war dream, which is
lots of war
strange.
dreams. Very strange.
And
because why?
Yeah, if somebody
I
told
wasn't
me, like,
paying full attention enough to get any deeper themes, but I also think that it's being generous to think that there are deeper themes here.
Yeah, I feel... Let me know if this is insensitive. I'm very sorry if this comes off as cold. But if I knew somebody in real life that was like, I keep having nightmares that I'm with my dad who died in the war and he's just, I can't save him. It's like, that's very sad.
Yeah.
And if you then followed that up with, he died before I was born, I'd be like, fucking, okay. You didn't, I feel like if you knew your dad, that would be deep and meaningful, but it's like, okay, you're just imagining shit. It's just what's happening. I guess Do you get what I'm trying to say?
No, for sure.
Okay, thank you.
I'm on to another thing already, though, which is that the Wikipedia refers to what Monroe, J.P. Monroe, and that girl had in bed. It's referred to as rough sex.
Okay.
Which
her hands are tied together, I guess.
Yeah, but it's just... Okay, sure.
No, go on.
I was just going to say... I don't doubt that JP likes rough sex, but that's just not the roughest sex I've ever seen.
It seems
not to say that it has to be rough, but it's just like if you're gonna call it rough sex, that's...
I mean, in both of these, they seem like pretty. This and 5.
Yeah,
I'm like, it seems like pretty tame for a Hellraiser movie about sex demons. But...
They really have. They're just totally gotten away from the eroticism, I feel like.
Yeah.
Which to me, I feel like is integral to the idea of pain and pleasure being.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the movie has to be like harsh language incoming, but like totally rape coded. But there should be like a genuine, like erotic, confusing weirdness to it that Absolutely, I feel like hasn't been around since the first one.
I want to say we get there in 5, but we'll get there when we get there.
I paid attention to 5 the least. I'm not gonna lie to you. So,
great, because I paid attention to 5 the most.
Okay.
I think
that's my problem. Like after enough shitters in a row, I'm like, you can't win me back.
I get that, yeah. And I feel like I'm the opposite because I was thinking about it while I started 5. Every year when we do one of these, we get through so many bad ones, and then we get to about 5 to 8.
Yeah, and there's
one of them in there where I'm like, I like this one because it's like maybe 10% better than the last one. But anyway, it's either before or after he's having sex with that lady and feeds her to a statue.
Yeah, but the statue also rips her skin off.
Which I love that you get just skinless people in all these movies.
Yeah, and then eats her.
Before that, it's got to be before that, but when our reporter Joey wakes up and she gets a phone call from Terry. Yeah, she wakes up from a wardroom and gets a phone call from Terry. And Terry's like, hi, we met the other night at the hospital. My boyfriend kicked me out. Can I stay with you? And Terry just goes... Yeah, I had a scary dream. Why not? Yeah. And then she comes, and I'm like, that's so strange. But also, I don't know why I've been thinking about this a lot lately with movies. I just love when something doesn't make sense like that. Like, no two people would do that, but it's like, we have to get from A to B, so just go with it. I don't know why. I just love that stuff.
Yeah, like I said, like the pillar thing. It's like, what the fuck? But also, like, cool. Because then my imagination can run wild.
That's kind of how I feel. Like, I don't hate 3, by the way. But that's how I feel about this movie in general. Anytime anything happens, I'm just like, sure.
Yeah, so far, 1 through 3, I'd rank them in, like, descending order perfectly.
Okay.
And then, honestly, I'd probably still put 4 over 5, so if I were making, like, a list, it would just be as we go down.
That's great. I personally, this goes back to what I just said about I find one every year. Yeah. For me, it goes 1, 5, 2, 3, 4.
Whoa. You like 5 that much?
I like 5 quite a bit, yeah. I mean, not quite a bit, but we'll get to it when we get to it. Okay, yeah, the statue eats a lady.
Yeah.
She can't make breakfast. I like when she tries to make breakfast for Joey and she burns everything. And she's like, here, I'll handle this. Why don't you go watch cartoons? And instead of being offended by it, Terry's like, yeah, I'm going to go watch some cartoons.
Yeah.
I like that about her quite a bit. Let's see. Statue eats her. Does he... Yeah, statue eats First Lady, and then he calls Terry to go, hey, baby, I'm so sorry. Come back.
Okay, so really quick. He calls her to come back, because he, like, wants to get his hands on the box, I think, and, like, knows Joey's, like, onto some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Really quick, I just want to read this part. So World War I caused Spencer to lose his faith in humanity, so he sought out the forbidden pleasures promised by the puzzle box, right?
Yes.
Spencer tells her that without his humanity to act as a balancing influence, Pinhead is completely evil and indiscriminately wreak havoc on Earth for his own pleasure in violation of Cenobite laws. Which I don't remember that part being established, but I wonder what the Cenobite laws are.
Oh, I totally forgot, but I love during that sex scene. The first time we see the statue open his eyes is when that guy busts. Pinhead's buddy. Like, ooh, I want to see this. And then he closes his eyes immediately.
What are the Cenobite laws? The main rule for Cenobites is that they are summoned by and must obey the rules of the Lament Configuration box. Great. Okay.
Rule tool? 2, don't sweat the small stuff. Rule 3, it's all small stuff.
Do not harm the innocent. Follow Leviathan. No mortal weapons. Okay. r/Hellraiser. They don't have rules, or they do, but they ignore them. Look at Frank and Hellbound Heart. He had to perform rituals in the same blah, blah, blah. Books/comics are different than the movies. The Cenobites only want you if you have a good deal of sin. Yeah, okay, so that's just nonsense that this movie mentions in passing that does not get expanded upon. Okay.
Love it.
To defeat him, Joey must reunite Spencer's spirit with Pinhead and use the puzzle box to return him to hell. A misunderstanding has led Terry to believe that Joey is going to abandon her. And she returns to Monroe. Yeah, because she gets upset because some random
guy calls her and goes, hey, that job offer went through.
Yeah. So strange.
Terry's such a strange character because it's like, sometimes they're like, she's smarter than you think she is. And then other times it's like, she's much dumber than you think she is. But, so she goes to JP and he tries to feed her to the statue, but she feeds him to the statue.
Yeah.
And then from then on, I do not remember seeing Terry again.
Yeah. Promising to turn her into a demon in return, now free. Because she gets turned into a demon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
About that.
She gets turned into a Cenobite or whatever.
Oh,
now
yeah,
free. What's that?
I was going to say that earlier. Yeah, it's like I do miss the other Cenobites, but I like that they make new ones in this one.
Yeah.
They're silly.
So yeah, now he's like just free on the nightclub, and I like this scene where he like locks him in and he's like, "Oh, yes. What fun we shall have."
Yeah, and it's very gross, obviously. Mm-hmm. He's like ripping people's tongues out and stuff like that, and it's super gross, and it's like, okay. And it goes on, in my opinion, a little bit too long. I think it would be much more effective if you got a few shots of it, and then you get to the shot where all the blood is coming out from under the door and everyone's screaming. I thought that was good. Like, I like that more than just seeing everybody die. And then when you go in later with her and everybody's all fucked up and the guy's got 10 pool balls in his mouth and stuff like that, I'm like, this is effective. I like that.
I have problems with this film here.
Of course.
Because it does not respect the established lore. The Cenobites previously are created when the user has a boundless lust for the forbidden.
Yeah.
Not just hedonism, but like knowledge almost and power, right?
Yeah.
So then why do the DJ and Doc get turned into Cenobites?
That's a good question. Maybe he's just so evil that he's like, I'm doing my own thing now.
Yeah.
I'm not part of the band anymore.
Joey flees through the streets. This is starting to get very RoboCop-y.
Yes.
In my opinion, at the end here.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
It feels like this is, just another way to describe what you're saying with the RoboCop. Something about this aesthetic to me feels like a Nickelodeon, a Nick Gas game show.
It just feels like Power Rangers. It just feels so 90s.
And I love it.
So yes, I do have respect for it for that. He goes into a church. There's the whole thing where he's like at the altar and it blows up, and the priest is like, "Demons are parables; they're not real."
She goes, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
Then what the fuck is that? Yeah. I love. Before we get too far past it, I can't pick between who my favorite Cenobite is in this movie because it's a huge toss-up between CD Head and Camera Head. I like Camera Head because he jams his camera through that guy's head and says, "Time for your close-up," and then later he goes, "That's a wrap." Love that stuff. But CD Head has a CD drive in his chest that he whips CDs out of. So they're a huge. That'll be our. We're gonna have to have a ranking
of the Cenobites.
Of the Cenobites at the end of this. Yeah.
Okay. The Cenobites trap Joey on a construction site and prepare to torture her. She solves the puzzle box and they are sent to hell. The box transports Joey into limbo, where she comes face to face with an apparition who appears to be her dead father. The apparition tells Joey to give him the puzzle box, only to be revealed as Pinhead in disguise. Mm-hmm. Pinhead ensnares her in machinery and prepares to transform her into a Cenobite. Spencer's limbo-bound spirit confronts Pinhead and forcibly fuses himself to Pinhead. Joey breaks free and uses the puzzle box, which is transformed into a dagger-like form of Leviathan, to stab Pinhead through the heart, sending him back to hell. With Pinhead's humanity restored, the box returned Joey to Earth. The box returns Joey back to Earth. She buries it in a pool of concrete at the construction site. Later, the completed building on the site is revealed. Its interior design is identical to the box. Its malign influence still present.
Yeah.
I don't know how else I could describe what happened there. I had to just straight up read that.
Earlier when I was just like, I like when movies do dumb shit that don't make sense because you got to get the plot moving.
You take it back?
I'm going to take it back with this. She would have wet cement hand. You can't just put your hand in cement like that and then just walk away. You're going to have a big hard hand later. And then when the building turns out to have all this stuff in it, I laughed out loud for a good 45 seconds.
Yeah.
It's so silly.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Real quick, I'll in a retrospective review from 2006, Steve Barton of Dread Central, don't know what this is, called it, quote, just plain goofy. I think that's fine.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
The Washington Post, Richard Harrington described the plot and themes as faithful to the previous films. Pinhead, he said, is, quote, more ambitious and more dangerous than ever. And there is, quote, never a dull moment.
Last thing I want to say about it is that when the statue turns into a person, like he comes out of the statue and it turns into goo and stuff, the statue comes, and I think that's very funny. Anyway.
Well, there's the third one. So the fourth one, Hellraiser IV Bloodline. I cannot believe it only took 4 movies for this one to go to space. Now, I get it because they're interdimensional space demons, kind of in a sense. Like, it inherently is like a little bit sci-fi-ish, especially starting with the second one.
Yes.
And obviously, like, they're not just, I guess Earth is of specific interest to them, but to take it to space to me is like, okay. But I just want to reiterate my point. I cannot believe number 4, we're already going to space. Now, I feel like the only other film series that, I think it's the same number of films, you can look this up if you want, but Leprechaun also goes to space by like number 4.
Yes, I think you're correct,
like.
Yeah.
But anyways, crazy to just immediately go, fuck it, let's put it in
space and
the future
France.
And also old France. Yeah, this movie is insane to me.
I have the least to say and remember the least about this one.
This movie is insane.
It reminds me of, actually, I don't know which one came out first. No, definitely not this. Definitely the other one. This came out first. Sorry. There's an episode of Doctor Who. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like one of the famous ones. Like everybody agrees that it's really good. But like the Doctor stumbles upon a spaceship that is like broken down and no one seems to be aboard, and he's like looking around to try to help somebody if he can, and he finds a portal that he finds like an old-timey fireplace on this spaceship, and he looks inside of it and can see like an old-timey bedroom in there, and he goes in and it's the bedroom of Marie Antoinette.
Okay.
And he talks to her for a little bit because she's like a child, and he goes, okay, I'm gonna go try to see what's up with this thing, and I'll come back. And he goes back into the spaceship and does some stuff for a couple minutes, and then goes back in, and like 15 years has passed, and she's an adult woman now. She's like, oh my god, the man from the fireplace. And it feels like this movie where it's just cutting back between those two things, except this movie is bad.
Yeah.
And so I was just getting those vibes the entire time, just thinking like, man, Doctor Who's cool, huh? And this movie is bad, huh?
So with this one, we have some involvement from a guy named Kevin Yeager, I believe his name is. He's a special effects guy. He has the only Wikipedia where I've ever seen the most recent film be listed at the top and it go in descending order, like backwards. But he has done special effects makeup on Rizzoli and Isles.
Oh, classic.
Yeah. Bones, The Spiderwick Chronicles,
Classic.
Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events, 13 Going on 30, 2003's Hulk, The Matrix Revolutions, The Matrix Reloaded, The Cat in the Hat, Anger Management, Adaptation, The Master of Disguise, 2001's Below, Mission Impossible 2, 1999's Sleepy Hollow, Bride of Chucky, let's see, Aerosmith's Pink music video, Starship Troopers, Face Off, Hellraiser Bloodline, we know this, Children of the Corn 3, Urban Harvest, which is a great title for a film.
Yeah.
Urban Harvest. Honey, I Blew Up the Kids, Child's Play 3, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, Child's Play 2, Tales from the Crypt, The Phantom of the Opera from 1989, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Freddy's Nightmares, which was the TV show, A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master, Child's Play, A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, and Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter. So,
cool. I mean, there were a few exceptions in there, like I would say 2 or 3, but I think that might be out of any like film resume I've ever heard, I've seen almost all of those movies.
All right, so that happened. That's a little bit of background. I would love to know about the production of this fucking movie in terms of what the fuck.
Yeah. What are you thinking? What were you doing?
Yeah, so Clive Barker acting as executive producer. I'm just reading this really quick. Pre-production, he wanted a fresh turn for the series. A shape-changing structure used to trap Pinhead was inspired by the ending of the blah. Barker suggested a 3-part film set in different time periods. Okay. Now, I do not like, in my opinion, I'm fine with future space. I don't want to play fast and loose, but I don't know how I feel about France in this. I don't think I like it, and I don't think I like the... Well, I know it's called Bloodline, but I don't think I like the Bloodline thing, the cursed Bloodline thing.
I hate everything that they do in this movie.
Yeah,
all the France stuff is like, who made
Adam
the
Scott.
box, and why did they make the box, and who did they make the box for? I don't care.
Yeah.
I would like it so much more if I knew none of that. It's a spooky hell box. That's all I need.
Yeah, it's been here forever.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. But I did like the old titty-headed, lady man who is, all sexy and bloody, and it's Adam Scott's friend. You know
Boss man?
Yeah,
Yeah.
his boss.
He's gross. He's
Adam
gross.
Scott's here.
What a handsome man.
Yeah.
What a handsome man young Adam Scott is. That's all I can think about every time I saw him.
So, I wrote down a couple of things. I wrote down space, 1700s France, Adam Scott. They're definitely not making the same movie every time.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, good on them for that.
So I'm going to do a little bit of reading here.
Please
this
do.
one is... Okay, so we start in 2127. And what we find out is the most recent descendant in the bloodline of motherfuckers who made the Lament configuration. He's sealed himself in a room aboard a ship, and he's, from what we can tell, gone rogue, and these, American, space laser gun soldiers are there because they're like, hey, you're the best engineer in the world, you made the best spaceship ever, but you've let it fall to ruin and, gone rogue, and, you just, what are you doing, destroying it or whatever? With the President of the United States wants us to bring you home because you're insane. Whatever, something like that. That's the general gist, right?
And I don't think I've ever seen this in a movie before. People are smoking cigarettes on this spaceship. It's so cool.
So, he is manipulating a robot, it says, to solve the Lament configuration.
Yes.
The robot blows up. He is being interviewed by someone named Rimmer.
That's 2 notes I have written down for this movie. Cigarettes on spaceships are cool. Can't believe they named someone Rimmer.
Yeah, fucking insane. She is like, what are you doing here, buddy? And he's like, let me tell you my tale. Hard cut to 1700s France.
Insane.
It's fucking insane. The film flashes back to Paris, France, specifically 1796, as this man's ancestor, Philippe Le Marchand, a French toy maker, is making the Lament configuration for an aristocrat. Unbeknownst to him, it says the specifications for the box make it a portal to hell. Now, I want to take a side note just to say he summons just vague, uninteresting demon.
Yeah.
Because I guess Cenobites aren't a thing yet, because later on, when Pinhead shows up and talks to her, he's like, so much has changed in hell since you've been gone. We've got a much more structure and rules now. It's not as much as free-forming as your shit was, which is odd.
Yeah.
So there's a hell history of whatever.
I don't like hell lore, yeah.
Yeah. She should have been a Cenobite, in my opinion. It would make it feel more connected to the series and not just fucking insane. Again, it is another movie that feels like they just slam Pinhead in at a certain point.
Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking about it right now.
Yeah.
It's so strange that the through line, the main character of all these movies, is the box.
Yeah.
Every time the box shows up, I'm like, oh, right, yeah, the box. I'm
Yeah.
I think we could get rid of the box or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So he delivers the box. The guy's weird, so the merchant guy's like, let me watch through the window.
I love when his wife comes in and goes, are you done, my genius husband? He goes, yes, look at this. And he throws everything off the table.
It does something, and she's like, that was gay. And he's like, well, you're a bitch, and I'm going to go deliver this to that old weird lady.
She really gets him. She's like, oh, it does nothing.
Yeah. So he's looking through the window. He's watching this old lady and Adam Scott summon hell from the box. He sacrifices the girl. It flays her skin off, and then a demon re-enters her skin. Gross. Gross. The demon's name is Angelique. Merchant runs home in terror, it says. He begins working on blueprints for a second box, which will neutralize the first box, which is very funny to me.
Yeah, it really is.
It's just objectively funny.
I don't remember that. That's hilarious.
That's exactly, yes.
Anti-box.
Yes. So he returns to the mansion so he can steal the original box, and then he gets killed by Angelique, I think. Adam Scott takes control of Angelique, I guess, according to what's written down here. Angelique, quote, agrees to be his slave so long as he does not impede the wishes of hell, unquote. They kill the merchant or whatever, and then Adam Scott informs him that his bloodline is now cursed for helping to open a portal to hell, which is so odd because isn't that what they would... Didn't they want the portal open?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Why is he...
Because they're just a bunch of bastards from hell.
Anyways, it's been 1796, which is odd because then we flash forward to 1986, but then when we flash forward into the future, it's not like it's like 2196. So what was the point? Like, weird. Anyways, 96. John Merchant, the guy who built a skyscraper in Manhattan that resembles the Lament configuration, which is what we ended the last movie in. Right. Sees an article in a magazine. Oh, yeah. Angelique sees him and is like, okay, Adam Scott, take me to the U.S. so that I can go kill that guy. Adam Scott's like, no, I'm not doing that. And then Angelique's like, you stood in the way of hell's wishes. Kills him, right? Then Angelique travels to the U.S., where she fails to seduce Merchant.
You know what's also fun to think about her when she goes to the U.S.? Somewhere out there, you and I are just out there going, boo boo gaga.
Yeah.
Those are just a bunch of little babies because we were born in 96. Sorry, that's all I could think about.
I think this movie came out in 96 also.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
This is my Hellraiser. But, are
we a
also,
baby?
Something worth mentioning is that his wife in this film is in Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Okay, yeah. I've also never seen...
She looks like Meryl Streep.
She does, and I've never seen someone who is more clearly wearing a wig in a movie, I think.
Except Jamie Lee Curtis on Halloween 2, discovering the Lament configuration, the building's configuration. Yeah, because Angelique just like punches a pillar after like leading a weird sweaty guy into the basement under the guise of having sex, and then she tricks him or whatever into like, hey, get naked and sweaty and solve this Rubik's Cube, and then opens up hell. Pinhead shows up and represents a shift in the ideologies of hell, is what Pinhead represents.
That's sick.
While
That's sick
Angelique believes in corrupting people through temptation, Pinhead is fanatically devoted to pain and suffering. Despite their conflicting views, they forge an uneasy alliance to kill Merchant before he can complete the Elysium configuration, is what this is called. The box that is the anti-lament configuration, right? Oh, it literally says an anti-lament configuration. That's very funny.
Some sick names they got here.
That creates perpetual light and would serve to permanently close all gateways to hell. I'm just straight up reading the fucking Wikipedia. It's so funny. I have 3 paragraphs left, and then we'll do an actual podcast, and not just me reading a thing. Angelique and Pinhead initially collaborate to corrupt Merchant, but Pinhead grows tired of Angelique's seductive techniques and threatens to kill Merchant's wife and child, Bobby and Jack. Having grown accustomed to a decadent life on Earth, Angelique wants no part of Hell's new fanatical austerity, and she intends to force Merchant to activate the Elysium configuration and destroy Hell, thus freeing her from its imperatives. However, Merchant's flawed prototype fails. This is insane. I'm so sorry. Pinhead kills Merchant, but Bobby opens Angelique's Lament configuration, sending Pinhead and Angelique back to Hell. In 2127, Rimmer disbelieves Dr. Merchant's story and has him locked away. Pinhead and his followers, now including an enslaved...
That's so funny. She watched the same movie we did and went, that sucks, get in jail.
Yeah. Now including an enslaved Angelique, have already been freed after Dr. Merchant opened the box with the robot earlier. Upon learning that Dr. Merchant's intentions, they kill the entire crew of the ship, save for Rimmer and Dr. Merchant, who escape. Dr. Merchant reveals that the Minos, which is the name of the ship, is in fact the final perfected form of the Elysium configuration, and that by activating it, he can kill Pinhead and permanently seal the gateways to Hell. Dr. Merchant distracts Pinhead with a hologram of himself while he boards an escape pod with Rimmer. Once clear of the station, he activates the Elysium configuration, a series of powerful lasers and mirrors that create a field of perpetual light, while the station transforms and folds around the light to create a massive box. The light is trapped within the box, killing Pinhead and his followers, thus ending Pinhead's existence, this time permanently. So, makes sense as why they set it in 2127 that way. Like, that's the end point. So we've seen the end of Pinhead. That's where he dies. All the other movies happen before 2127, which I could have guessed that, but
Oh man. We didn't rate the last one.
Oh,
grade
3. Fuck.
C minus.
C minus.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
This one.
F. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is an F.
Oh, I love it. We're on the same page. We're usually on the same page, but I still love it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
the fifth guy.
Inferno.
The fifth man. I just really quick want to mention, so we didn't talk about the Cenobites in this one. Angelique is forgettable.
Absolutely.
But the twins,
still that dude.
And the way that the twins get fused is very Saw to me.
Very much so.
Here's where I started to notice the Saw stuff, because I wrote down Saw, I wrote down game, the voice, because just the deep voice effect of like, you open the box, we game, and then later on, would you like to play a game? Like, just having it be deep like that. Mm-hmm. I also wrote down torture under the guise of being something deeper, because I feel like both series do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, anyways.
Oh, man, you know what sucks?
What?
If we could just take a tangent real quick.
Sure.
Remember when we watched Tron?
Yeah.
I think I watched a little bit of the next Tron afterwards.
The newer one?
From 2010 or whatever.
Sure.
Legends or Revelations or whatever.
Yeah.
I think just in general, Tron sucks and isn't great, but looks real cool, and that's just the gist of it. There's an ad on IMDb for the new one right here.
Yeah.
Music by Nine Inch Nails. It sounds cool. This movie looks cool. What the fuck are we doing putting Jared Leto in stuff?
I know.
I can't go see this because Jared Leto's in it. And
I thought he was like a pedophile leader of a sex cult.
He is, but he must have some kind of dirt on somebody because he's just in everything still.
On Jeff Bridges.
And also...
It's a joke.
He's a computer guy with a beard and long hair. Why? That doesn't mesh with me for some reason. Trons don't have a beard. Am I off on that? But I feel like everyone in a Tron doesn't have a beard, except for Jeff Bridges, because he's not a Tron. He's a user. Yeah. Anyway.
Wow.
Hellraiser 10 or
Callum Marsh of Esquire called the film shockingly good and said Inferno feels less like a Hellraiser movie than a follow-up to Jacob's Ladder, or maybe a predecessor to Silent Hill.
Yeah, I could see that.
Floating dreamlike through hallucinatory David Lynchian visions and downplaying plot in favor of the surreal.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Probably because I watched two worse ones right before it.
Yeah.
Top level thoughts. I love that our main character's just a bastard. Like, in all these other ones, our main characters are like good people or like grayish people that get kind of manipulated by a worse person or whatever. Yeah. I like that this guy just fucking sucks start to finish. And yeah, that's what you just read. You're right. This is it is very Saw, it is pretty Silent Hill-y, where this guy just gets trapped in his own personal hell or nightmare or whatever.
Yeah.
I just like this one. I like when he goes.
Maybe I'd enjoy it more if I had a better viewing experience, but Daily Motion really fucked me over.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. Immediately when I first realized I liked him is when he's driving under that bridge and his monologue is just like, I know what monogamy is, or I watched my parents do it for 40 years, but I live in a different world. So you fuck prostitutes? That's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
But I like that before that, it is just slamming in as much as it can from like a walk from his car to the crime scene. Is him just going, I like puzzles. Yeah, fucking, this is what the crossword puzzle is. And I do sleight of hand magic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So silly. I can't get a read on what this guy is or what he's supposed to be.
I don't know.
And he's just, like I said, he's just a bastard, and I hate him, and I love it for this movie.
The only note I wrote down for this one was scary noises of the movie, because like so much of this film is just like, you don't see any horror. You just hear a child making noises, and then like his like parents or whatever, like the old lady like crying on the phone, like just a lot of people just like crying and screaming for help and stuff.
I like that. It kind of goes back to what I was saying about 3, where I'm like, I like the blood coming out of the door and the screams more than I like watching the people. It's a little bit scary, but also being said, it's a Hellraiser movie, so I do want I want little freaks who do makeup to be little freaks and do the makeup. Yeah. Which there's not a lot of it in this movie, but when there is, I like it. Like when he has that bad dream. The first one, I think, and he's in that house. He wakes up in a childhood room, and then he's going downstairs, and there's the 2 Cenobite women who are like kissing him and like feeling like they're feeling under his shirt, but they're going under his skin. Yeah. And he's like really into it, and then he hears a kid crying, and he goes, "Oh, I gotta get out of here. Sorry, ladies." And then we see that one crawling up the stairs. It's the teeth one, basically, but he doesn't have a lower half of his body.
Yeah, so third time that they've reused the chatterbox thing.
Yeah, they just
because they also did the dog in like the
That's
fourth
right.
one.
I forgot about dog.
Yeah, which felt that and like her running away from that dog through those hallways felt very Resident Evil.
Yeah. Resident Evil's got a lot of dogs.
And I guess what I'm trying to say is that this series, while terrible, it's so interesting how many things like that we've just listed in this podcast specifically where like, did everybody see it though? Because it seems like it's maybe perhaps one of the most influential series I've ever watched.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, man, you know what I love about this one? You read the Wikipedia article for the last one?
Yeah.
This one's 2 paragraphs long.
I know. Yeah.
I feel like so much happens in it.
So he's a police officer, and he's kind of a bastard. He does drugs. He fucks prostitutes. He stumbles upon a murder that's clearly Cenobite related.
It's got the box.
He's got the puzzle box, but I feel like he doesn't ever try to... It takes him a while to even attempt to solve it, I feel like, for a guy who loves puzzles. Or am I wrong?
You're wrong, because he goes to the crime scene,
Yeah.
then he immediately goes to pick up a prostitute. He brings her back to the hotel room.
Okay.
They bang it out.
Yeah.
He goes into the bathroom, drinks a fifth of whiskey, and then starts doing the box on the toilet.
Yeah, and then
that's
she
when
dies,
gets
and he spends the whole movie being like, I gotta get off on this situation because I didn't kill her, but also I can't,
And, like, he frames his partner so that his partner won't tell on him.
Yeah.
And so they have a very strange relationship for the rest of the movie, because it seems like he likes his partner, but he's like, listen, I'm a bastard more than I like you, so I had to set you up a little bit. And yeah, it's just an investigation where he's looking for a serial killer or someone named the Engineer.
Yeah.
And he just keeps getting, like, thrown in circles and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
then
he suspects that the engineer has kidnapped a kid, and he's trying to save this kid, which is why he keeps hearing the kid cry.
Yes, because he keeps leaving fingers at the crime scenes and stuff like that.
And then the whole time, it just again reminds me of like the Hoffman stuff. Like his boss is kind of like, I feel like you're involved
because you're connected to literally everybody that's died.
Yeah, and his partner even said it to him at one point. He's like, you're the connection between all these fucking things.
They're at the bar. He frames his partner, tells him he framed his partner, so his partner can't tell on him.
Yeah.
And then a child comes in and goes, here's 2 VHS tapes for you. And he watches them immediately at the bar.
Yeah.
Which is so funny.
Yeah.
It's like, instead of like getting a second location and then filming him driving something, just he put it in the, he's a bastard. He just takes over the TV at the bar. Also, I love early 2000s, late 90s bars that have like the white Christmas lights everywhere.
Yeah.
More bars should be doing that.
Oh, yeah. So he starts seeing a therapist who turns out to be Pinhead in disguise.
That's my favorite twist in maybe any movie ever.
Which is, again, very, like, Saw-ish, that this movie has twists in it.
When the therapist comes out and goes, I'm the bad guy. I'm like, that's okay, I buy that. Yeah, and then when he goes, and also, I'm a Pinhead. I'm like, that's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
But Pinhead's also not the engineer, right?
No.
Who is the engineer?
The engineer is a character, he's the unseen leader of the Order of Gash.
The engineer is a manifestation of Thorne's own cruelty, while the child is a personification of his innocence. Oh, okay. And so, yeah, he is just in his own kind of personal hell. So I guess really none of this is happening.
Yeah,
it's
this is just Pinhead punishing him for what he inflicted on others, which I will say, again, that's the other thing that I wish the series involved more of, because for like 2, 3, 4, he just kind of exists as like a bit of a slasher villain. Who uses chains instead of like a knife or something, whereas I feel like there's so much creativity there with the idea of like potential for like, pain and suffering and like torturing as a way of like atoning for sins and stuff. So like the torture thing could really be like a focus thematically, but it just never is. It's just him showing up and being like, oh, time for me to have fun. Waching.
Which is, I think, why I like this one and why I usually like the 5th or 6th movie of these slasher things is because it gets to a point where somebody does what I want them to do and goes, let's not talk about where the box came from anymore and just do some shit and also have Pinhead be there. And it's just like, and you're right. It's like this movie has I don't think it lives up to all of it, but I think it has a lot of potential to be a fine movie or a fine Hellraiser. But
I will give this one another shot in the future. I was slightly checked out because of how bad the last 2 were, and also because of the way that Dailymotion fucked me. I will say I don't imagine it being a favorite because, again, it does have too much of a Saw stank on it, but I do also think that I like the surreal nature of it for sure, and I would rate it better than the 4th one. It's less of a mess, but it does a more interesting thing with the world it exists in.
And there's some stuff that I thought was genuinely spooky in this, like when he goes to grab his daughter's hand and it's all frozen.
Yeah.
That was gross. It scared me. Also, I love every time he sees the engineer sticks out his tongue and goes, bah. It's very silly. Do you remember when he goes to that bar full of cowboys?
Yeah.
And that one cowboy who's in charge starts talking to him?
Yeah.
Mr. Parmesan or whatever his name was?
Yeah.
It was driving me crazy. I was like, who is this guy? I know him from something.
Yeah.
And I recognized his voice, especially because he kept calling him sir.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, where is this guy from? He is the guy. This is just funny to me that I would remember this so clearly or remember him from this.
Yeah.
In Fight Club, when Edward Norton is going around at the end and kind of putting together like where Tyler has been or whatever.
Yeah.
And he sees that one guy that breaks it to him and he goes, sir, you were in here last week standing right there asking me how security is. And I told you tight as a drum. And he's got the big head brace on.
Yeah.
That's him. He's in Fight Club for 90 seconds. And for some reason, I remembered him.
The next one has a 0% of Rotten Tomatoes.
Excited about that.
Well, anyways, do you have anything else to say about 3, 4, and 5?
No, not really. I would give 5.
D- as well. I'm going with this one.
I'd give it a solid B-.
Whoa.
That's how much I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. All right, well, that's a wrap for 3, 4, and 5. Like I said, I'm going to call this, and hey, it could continue into next week. But I'm calling this one the Saw arc, in my opinion. This one,
maybe
so the series starts feeling like Saw to me.
Oh, no. You know what might be happening?
Huh.
What if I like Saw, Chris?
Whoa.
What if that's what I'm finding out?
So the next one is called Hellseeker. That's number 6.
Exciting.
Then we have Hellraiser Deader. As these two films.
I'm sorry, D-E-D-E-R?
D-E-A-D-E-R.
Sorry, I spelled dead wrong.
Deader.
That's what I thought. That's.
As with Hellraiser Hellseeker, it began as an unrelated spec script. So, fun fact, these next two are both where, and was subsequently rewritten by Tim Day as a Hellraiser film. So anyways, so Deader, so yeah, Hellseeker, Deader, and then the third one is Hell World. We're also watching Hell World.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And real quick, that's what the cover of that one looks like. So
okay, it's green.
Yeah, it looks like a rip-off of The Matrix. And I really hope that it is them trying to do The Matrix with Hellraiser Cenobites.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we did Leather first, guys.
Yeah.
I would have put money on that Hellraiser Hell World would have been the space one.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, it's a Hell World. We have to get to space now.
All right.
Oh, boy.
Well, hopefully that was fun to listen to.
I hope so. We love you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, we're proud of you.
Yeah,
all right.
Everything you do.
That's that, Mattress Men. If you need more soup, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, or go to our website, eatingsoupalone.com. And until next time,